Hey guys, what's up? It's been a while. I have shoot my earpiece. Oh. Got it. Okay, so we're good to go. Plug this in.
What is the most offensive joke that you've ever written?
If only Africa had more mosquito nets, then every year we could save millions of mosquitoes from dying needlessly of AIDS. It's a beautiful joke. It's a beautiful joke.
At least there's a solution for mosquitoes. Must be detrimental that there's nothing you can do about going extinct.
You know, at this point, I think the only concern that white people should have is the fact that they are literally disappearing off the face of the earth. If only they mind their business. You know, as a matter of fact, this actually is their business, given how they introduced this thing called AIDS. Yeah. They introduced it here. So moving on to today's video, there is a clip I would have loved for you guys to see and listen to for yourselves. As a matter of fact, I would love if everyone could see and listen to that clip for themselves, and that clip is the inspiration for today's topic. A very mind-boggling, mind-troubling, unsettling clip, and it has been keeping me up at night, if I'm being honest with you. Really, my life has not remained the same since I saw that clip. Very scary. The reason why we can't have that clip up is because if we do, YouTube is going to take the video down. I have had that clip up before. The video got taken down and I received a warning with the promise of a strike if I do it again. YouTube said I broke community guidelines. In this said clip, there were a group of men. Yeah, not babies. Men. Not boys. Men. Graying men. One of these men was even referred to as His Grace. It seemed like a press conference, forum, conversation. Very serious one it was. People were in the audience listening. They were talking about how there is a plan in motion to the people on the motherland because depopulation. Yeah, that's all I can say. I think that's safe enough to say here on YouTube. So with that in mind, let's have this conversation. But before we dive deep into today's video, I do want to talk about the elephant in the room, which is the fact that I did cut my hair. Yes, fam, those of you who followed me on Instagram have seen on my story videos and pictures of me without hair. Yeah, some of you pointed it out. I have been off camera for a while and I'm so happy to be back. And I want to say the reason why I have been off camera isn't because I cut my hair. Like I said in my last two videos, I have been on camera because I have been quite busy during the day lately. I am trying to, for the 100th time, trying to not chicken out of starting a business. This is something that I have been, wanting to do for a while. Then I chicken out, start a process, and I chicken out. I did register a company in the year 2020, July, but for a lot of reasons, ranging from me being a chicken to, just procrastinating to thinking about the worst possible thing that could happen, be scared, overthink and then overthink those thoughts. I have overthoughts, if that makes any sense. And it's insane. This is why when you go on the about of my YouTube channel, you will see that I created this channel in the year 2016. But guess when I actually started making videos? 2020, 4 years later. I need to cast and bind this spirit of procrastination, spirit of fear, spirit of, overthinking. I need to cast and bind. Oh my God, fire. Because it is not helping me. It's not. It really isn't. I need to cast and bind all that away from me, fam, because that's why I'm still here. And that's why my younger brother started his furnishing business years ago. And the guy's a boss now. And I'm still here. So I don't know, fingers crossed, is going to be... Oh God, I went to the market yesterday to survey and things are expensive. First of all, I do not know who gave these people the right to think that they have the right to say they are going to be in charge of depopulating the earth. There is a video I want you guys to see of a brother who really did a good job analyzing this whole population issue in Africa. So we're going to see that right now.
Even the wild animals don't like these guys. The elephants are probably looking at them thinking, these guys are surveying the land to see where to poach later on. Come and kill all the elephants and take some free ivory. Anyway, speaking of animals, I don't know, have you guys seen the story? Prince William's story? Where he came out just about a week ago and was saying that, the population of Africa is overgrowing and they are suffocating the population of the animals, basically saying that they would rather have more animals than human beings in Africa. You guys saw that story? Let me put it here for the benefit of those who had not seen it now. First of all, this guy, we know he's British, so his comments couldn't have been gotten out of context or misunderstood, or
For those of us who have not seen that, you really need to go check it out. It's insane. You can't make this thing up. You really can't. Like I've said for the 100th time, it's insane. Guess what would happen if there is nobody in Africa? Meaning there's nobody to oppose them. Meaning there's nobody to tell them, well, you can't be mining that resources for free. You can't be taking that because there's nobody here. Let's go on with the video.
He's British, so he knows what he's saying. They speak English. He couldn't have been more wrong. Why? Because Africa, if anything, we are actually underproducing. If you look at the size of Africa, the continent, compare it to a country like China, you can fit 3 Chinas into Africa and remain in some space. But the population of China is bigger than that of Africa by about 200 million people. China side, look at India. You can fit 10 Indias into Africa, but the population of India still is bigger than that of Africa by about 100 million people.
And they want to start depopulating. So even if, for example, China is as populated as it is, you can't just say you want to go get rid of the people in China. Nadine says Africa isn't even in the top 2 most populated continents. It's Asia. Then, surprise, surprise, Europe. The UK is also one of the most densely populated countries in the world. Prince William needs to mind his own ratted business and take his new colonial mindset elsewhere. Asia population density 100 per square kilometer. Europe population density 72.9 per square kilometer. Africa population density 36.4 per square kilometer. Prince William with 2 kids and another on the way. It is clear Africans are having too many children here. Adam says it would be helpful if Prince William paid attention in history. By far the greatest losses of wildlife in Africa occurred in the early 90s when the Europeans arrived with pow and hunted across the continent. To blame African civilians is to totally misunderstand African history. I want to add to this by saying if anybody have the right to be talking about the present state of Africa, it's definitely not the Europeans, definitely not the Britons, most certainly not the royals. And for the love of God, who is going to inject the gene of understanding the concept, mind your business into these people? And while you're at that, can you please be a dear and give us a bonus by adding the gene of leave black people the F alone? Like, leave us the F alone. We are tired. Let's keep on watching.
So that shows you that we are actually underproducing. The depopulation agenda is a real agenda. They are trying to control our population because they know the strength is actually in numbers. If Africans grow in number and we get united, it is over for the rest of the world. That's why they're employing all these things to try and control our population. They brought diseases, war, diseases like AIDS, for instance, and these are diseases, but especially the transmitted diseases, to control the population. Then they have also used physical barriers, condoms and what. Then they have gone and used medicine, Depo-Provera, just what it means, Depo-Provera, the morning after pill, depopulate. Those are the things that they are using to try and control this population. And so this population control agenda is real.
So without wasting much time, I want us to take a look at this clip where this brother was talking about how racism could just be more than hatred that has to do with skin color, and the possibility of there being something about us we don't know as a people, as Black people, that could be the reason why they hate us. So let's just put that up now.
Is way deeper than skin color. Now, before I start, I don't believe in anything the Europeans tell me in the history textbooks anymore. But let's see if this makes sense. Do any of you really believe, put your ego to the side, right? Put your ignorance to the side. Put it all to the side. I don't care if school told you racism is because the whites don't like our skin color. I don't care. Think about this. Do you honestly believe the whites did everything they did to us specifically because they don't like our skin color? I'm not even going to bring up the whites that try to tan their skin or the whites that try to stand in the sun so they could get darker. We don't got to bring up all of this. So tell me, do you actually believe racism is because they don't like our skin color, or is it because they know something about us that they don't like or that they're jealous about? The Europeans don't like us, but they steal everything from Africa. All their resources, all their ideas, everything came from Africa. But they don't like us because of our skin color. That's the stunt they want you to believe. So if the whites don't like us because of our skin color, why don't they like us? Let's go back into history. You know, real history that they don't teach you. Before slavery and we were slaves, we were kings and queens. This was us. This is what they don't put in the school textbooks. They don't want to show you that Black people were kings and queens. They don't want to tell you that they got the idea of a king and a queen from the Africans. They didn't even know what that was. The whites didn't know what kings and queens were. Let's go before that. They don't want you to know that Blacks were the first on this planet. They don't want to tell you that Blacks were on this planet longer than everybody else. Remember, all these white people in power that are basically in control of the whole world right now, they know the truth about Black people. Do you really think they treat us bad everywhere in the world simply because they don't like our skin color? No matter where you go in this world, Black people are treated unfairly. And you don't think they don't know something about us? It's just because they don't like our skin color? Does that make sense? Slavery was 400 years ago. That's what they tell us, so we got to go by that. I believe it was longer than that, but we're going to go about 400 years. So they took us away from Africa. That's how the story goes. And they made us slaves, right? And we know all the abusive things they put us through during that time. Let's go to 2021 now. The whites damn near have control of the whole world. Black people are still living in horrible situations. We still don't have an equal system. We're still being abused by police. We're still in jail. All of this, we get this. Now I want you to question this. If the white people already stole everything away from us, why are they still going so hard to keep us on the bottom? It's because they know something about us that we don't know about ourselves. We may know that we are kings and queens. We know that we are the originators of this planet. But what if there's something else that we don't know that they know about us? That's what I want people to think about.
He's asking, really, the question I'm asking myself at this point, thanks to him, really, what is it about us that we do not know? We can tell that they want the land, they don't want us, but could it be more than that, or that's just it? And I don't understand that when it comes to the racism, I feel like it's different for the power folks up there than it is for the everyday people. For the everyday people, they are blinded by the color of the skin, and that's what they hate on, and that's, you know, the racism that they operate on. But I feel like for the power people up there, for the money people, for the, you know, shakers of the world up there, it's more than that to them. You know, I was watching this video, forgotten the name of the guy. So he was talking about how during slavery in America at the early beginning, the rich and the poor white folks weren't really friends. So there wasn't this white race, there wasn't this unity, white unity, or, you know, all that. At the time, white people were fighting themselves, right? But the rich white folks were able to use skin color to unite themselves. So what they did was they made the poor whites to be able to feel, you know, more superior that they would feel about themselves because they are poor, they have really nothing going for themselves. So they were able to, you know, give them some sort of power by making them believe that they are better off because they are white. They could have been Black and their life would have been, you know, shitty, right? So you are something now because you are not them, and they were able to give them some sort of power. So instead of focusing on, you know, hating the rich whites, they could, you know, redirect that energy to hating the blacks and hating slaves, and, you know, feeling better about themselves. You know, when you look at it, the poor whites didn't never own slaves, but they felt better about themselves because they were white. So I would say maybe in that analogy, with that analogy, why is that word so hard to pronounce today? With that analogy, I would say regular white folks really, yeah, hate, you know, people as regards to skin color, but maybe the white folks up there, to them, it's way more than that. It could be they hate you because you have your skin, plus they hate you because you have something that they do not have. But we're going to sell the idea of, you know, people being of a different skin color, a darker skin color, to us are less than, to keep, you know, those people that, you know, not up to our level, which are like the poor and the average whites, to keep them, you know, continuing to work with these thing we have growing, the white supremacy, you know, so they can work with us. So we're going to get a way to make them work with us. Yeah, and I think skin color is the best. So I feel like that's what they do. So for the everyday white folk who is a ray to the cyst, is being a ray to the cyst because in his mind this skin color is terrible. So he's going to hate on anybody that have this skin color or darker, or anybody of the brown and black category, right? While the big shots up there that, you know, the world shakers and movers, they are moving on a whole different level. And I feel like that's like a game that they are playing, using those that are down there, that are letting themselves being used in this whole madness and satanic movements, if you get what I mean. There's really something going on, and we really should be wary of these folks. We really should be careful. Our government really needs to be doing a lot. The sad part is there are governments out there that are doing stuff to, you know, counter these movements, but unfortunately they get these people killed. Africans can be very hard to convince that something is going on, because really we Africans, we are living in some kind of bubble, and it's annoying. Like, we don't know what's going on, and African Americans have been trying to tell us for years that see what's going on, but we don't know what's going on, and we need to know that something is going on. That's the point of this video. Like, we need to know that something is going on. And for those Africans that say white people are saviors, like, nobody's saving you. They're not saving you. They don't care about you. They didn't care about you then. They don't care about you now. They won't listen. They won't. Really thinking about these things can be very scary. That I share a planet with people that consider me less than animal. When I don't see them like that, when even after everything that's gone down, I still see these people as people, and I wouldn't want to do anything like that to them, but they would not bat an eye when they want to do that to me and people like me and my home. Literally, this is my home. This has been the home of my family and friends, and I'm getting emotional right now, and I really shouldn't be getting emotional about it. It's very scary. It's dark. We really need to do so much for our own safety and our survival and continuous survival on this planet.